Howdy friends, Dustin here with Dusty Outdoors. Welcome back to another adventure. I'm trying to get to some dispersed spots that I think are up this road, but I've never been here before, ever. So, got to check things like this out, make sure I can actually get through them. If I'm going to go through the hassle of doing that, is it going somewhere? Those are all questions that I have. We are in the Chequamegon National Forest. It's been a goal of mine to just familiarize myself a little more with the Chequamegon National Forest. There are very few places in the state of Wisconsin with like dispersed camping opportunities. Chequamegon National Forest is one of the few. And within that forest, there's not really like as many as a lot of the other state or national forests in the U.S. Kind of made a self goal to try to find the few and far between primitive camping opportunities in the Chequamegon. So far it only appears that there's been that one soft spot, which I can definitely put it in four-wheel drive and hit it with some authority and get through that. There was potentially two spots kind of logged on this road, and this might be one of them. However, that is not very level. Doable if need be, and definitely a turnaround spot. So I'm gonna go back because I can at least get the truck back to here. We're gonna hit some branches on the way, but that's okay. Some of y'all that have been on the channel for a while probably noticed something different about me. I didn't know if anyone would notice or not. I suppose for people that pay attention, it's quite noticeable. I'm wearing a different hat than usual. I just can't get anything by some of you guys. All right, friends, so here's one spot. It's about a mile in off the road, off the main road. I think if we keep going there might be another spot, but we'll see. We'll go for a little bit further. Hey friends, we found a spot. It is that first spot that we kind of went through. I went down a little further. The further I went down the road, the more encroached, the more suffocated the road actually got from all the trees and stuff. It gets a lot thicker and tighter the further you go. So I'm going to settle on this, and it's getting a little late in the evening. Wow, the mosquitoes are actually out here. I'm surprised. Mosquitoes haven't been too bad lately because we've had some cold nights, but they're still out here. But like I said, it's getting a little bit later in the evening, so I am going to make something to eat. I'm going to make burgers tonight. I was hoping to find a place with a fire ring to make them over the fire, but there is no fire ring here, so I'll make them in the camper. They'll be just as good. Tomorrow we'll wake up and maybe we'll walk this road and see if we can make it to the end. It looked like it was a couple miles, so depends on how badly we're getting eaten by mosquitoes, because I'm just kind of over them after this year. I'd really like to get one of those solo stoves. I know that those are expensive. I know that they make some off-brands, so I might look into something like that at a later date. If we had something like that, I could definitely have a fire tonight, but we don't. So I don't know 100% what the rules are for having a fire at this particular spot, not in an authorized fire ring. And so I'm going to err on the safe side and just not have one. I will say it is Beautiful. The woods is very beautiful. Let me give you a look around. All right, friends, we're going to get started on this. I always like to give the pans a little wipe down. Okay, that's good. Now we'll get into the fridge here. So nice having a fridge, friends. Alright, we'll get that warming up. Patties. We got those patties. For seasoning, I just do salt and pepper. But I go heavy. Heavy on the salt. Suppose I could get a plate out, not make a total mess. America! The only thing I forgot that I normally put on my burgers, and some people think it's controversial, but I like putting mayo on my burgers. We'll go way down low. Now these are smash burgers, pre-formed smash burgers from Aldi. I've never had them on a pan. I have done these burgers on the Blackstone, and they're good. I know that probably seems like an excessive amount of salt, but it doesn't come out very fast. We'll get another plate ready for when everything's done. We're a little not perfectly level here, friends, but there ain't a whole lot I can do about it. Ooh, that looks good. Those are good to go, friends. From Wisconsin, gotta have 2 layers of cheese. Ella, the second oldest, got me these dots to try. Their Southwest season. They're pretty good. They got just a little bit of a bite. Not bad, though. All right. Those are good. All right, friends, in all honesty, it is a different hat than I typically wear, but let's be honest, it's the beard. The beard is missing in action, and generally right when I'm done cutting it, like within the first 30 seconds after cutting my beard off, I am filled with regret, remorse, everything, all the emotions. But then within an hour or two that I'm like, yeah, I like it. I like it. What do y'all think? Keep this, get the beard back. Let me know in the comments. I'm going to put some of these dots on my burger this go around. Didn't really need 2 burgers, but I didn't really remember a bag to put my cooked burger in. Oh yeah, friends. There's about, I don't know, 8-10 mosquitoes kind of like right around here in the screen trying to get in. The dots on the burger. Alright friends, well, it's getting pretty late here. I mean, I'm roughly 3 hours north of home, so it took me a while to get here. As I kind of learn the Chequamegon-Nicolet Forest, bear with me here at first. Like I said, I'm just starting. You guys are with me as I'm starting to explore the Chequamegon. So, I'm going into these places blind. I had no idea what this site looked like, or even if we were able to stay here. I have no idea what the next potential site at the end of this road looks like, but hopefully we can walk there tomorrow. But until I start establishing some good spots that I know are worth the trip to, there might be some kind of duds. But once you're 3 hours away, like, there's probably way better sites than this one. That's how it went this time, and it's still a great little spot out in the North Woods. The road in here was beautiful, and I'm sure our walk tomorrow is going to be absolutely beautiful. Looking forward to that. We'll see you all in the morning. Morning, friends. Didn't really sleep that great last night, but the truck isn't completely level. It's not terrible, but it was just enough to put a bit of a damper on the greatness of the sleep. It's beautiful outside though this morning. Just some taping together some of that screen. You can fix the screen. It's a lot of work though. You can replace it. Again, even more work, and this works just fine. My plan is not to keep this particular cheap camper that I got forever. I plan to upgrade. This was kind of my cheap way to get into a pop-up truck camper to see if I like it or not. I wasn't gonna just go all in on like a many $1,000 pop-up camper and then not like it. So this one does just fine. And that tape keeps the mosquitoes out. Alright, let's go see if we can find the end of this road. Really wanted to last night, but like I said, the the limbs were starting to really do a number on the camper. Just hitting a lot of them. And then on top of that, my diesel exhaust fluid low level light came on. So I need to go buy DEF for this thing. Alright friends, let's head on down the trail. So I did take the truck down this section of trail, and I'll show you where I ended up stopping, but like all of this stuff, I mean, that's my head level, so that was definitely hitting the sides of the truck, scraping down the camper. And I guess what I was a little concerned about was like my solar panel and stuff on the roof, because that does stick up a little bit, and if something were to get kind of caught or hung up under it, Wouldn't take a whole lot to pull it off. So right here, friends, is where I stopped with the truck. There's these 2 mud holes, which that did not bother me at all. They're only a couple feet long. Truck would have gone through them just fine. But the road gets a little bit more narrow up ahead. Pair that with the mud and the fact that my def was low. I'm like, nope, I'm not going to push it. I'm just going to back up to that first site I saw. So that's what we did. I got my hood up because the mosquitoes have been getting my neck on this walk. So there's a set of tracks there in the mud, which is, those tracks have been in all the little muddy sections we've come up to. But that's one other reason that I'm like, made my decision to just stop at that second mud hole and go back to that other site. I don't necessarily see tracks to where someone drove out and then came back. So I just didn't want to risk all those things, all the trees hitting the camper, potentially running out of def to get all the way back here and have somebody be here already. If any one of those things was taken away, even if I would have had more def, I probably would have risked it and just drove out here. All right, so here we got a secondary road off of this one. Not sure where that one goes. Didn't see it on the map. I mean, this road's not really on the map. It shows it a little bit on Onyx, but really you can just barely see it, the makeout of this road in the treetops on Google Maps. And I think according to Onyx, if I remember right, it should be a dead end. So Onyx has always been very accurate in where there is a road, but sometimes Onyx will say that the road stops, but it actually keeps going. That's only happened to me one other time, so that might be just a one-off thing. But I am looking for potential campsites, which I'll put a pin on Google Maps if I find something, that I can come back to later. But this is just getting insanely growed in. So if I find a site that I want to come out to at the end of this road, that'll probably be something I'll throw the normal truck topper on the back of the truck to come out to. Because I didn't get rid of that, friends. That thing's nice. It's almost perfectly color matched. And it was a free topper off of Ford Super Duty. So lines ain't perfect, but for a free topper, almost spot on with the color. Plus Grandma Helen made those awesome curtains for us. Better believe I didn't get rid of that. There's a time and a place for a pop-up camper, and there's a time and a place for a topper. And we're fixing to go to both of those times and places in this channel. The sweatshirt with the hood up is getting a little toasty, friends. So see, like I would not have wanted to take the camper through this. Look how low and encroached this is getting. I'm definitely okay with branches and stuff hitting the camper, even the truck a little bit, but not that much. Here's something. Look at this, friends. This is the path we're on. Look at this. Look at that opening. That's where we came from. So this is a little uphill slant right here though, but does it level off up here a little bit? Yeah, it levels off a little bit up here. This would have been perfect, friends. Look at this. Little overgrown, but and still a little slant to it, but if I park the truck nose uphill, it's not so bad because the truck does kind of have a rake to it, meaning the back sits a little higher than the front. Okay. All right, so here's another deal. So we just walked, I don't know, we probably walked about a mile past where we're currently camping, which that is probably 3/4 of a mile off the road we came in off of. But I think I see a road just right down there. We might have to walk down there and see if that's actually a road, because I'm not really sure. But there was a little potential camping spot right up there, which is where we just were. Here's another one that kind of goes back that way. And here's something that's not so great, but potentially another one. Or just this spot in general. Park the truck back here. Be back here all by ourselves. I'm marking this. I'm definitely pinning this on the map because this would be a great spot to come to. By ourselves. There's actually room here to put out a couple chairs. There's actually room back there to set out a chair and maybe hopefully like a off-brand solo stove or something. Oh, it's not a road down there, friends. I thought it was a road. It looks to me like a big old green. Ooh, what is that? Oh. So this road that we were hiking looks like it used to be a through road. And then they dug this big trench here to build that mound so that you can't keep going through it. And so see beyond that now, you can't even hardly pick it up on the camera. But the road used to go that way. So they did not want this being a through road for whatever reason. But let's head down there and see what we got going on down there. I thought it was a road at first, but it's far from it. So some people might ask, when I'm out here by myself talking and I'm always saying we, probably thinking, who's we? Well, you couldn't tell when I had the beard, but I'm talking about me and this double chin of mine. It's my buddy. It follows me around. This is a very thick, beautiful chunk of woods, that's for sure. Ooh. There's a bone. All right, so let's maybe go over here. Take a look. See, from way up top, it just looked like a flat gray thing. So that's why I thought it was a road, but definitely been something swimming around in it. You can see the little trails, and I don't know what that is, duckweed? I think that's duckweed floating around on top. Well, there you go, friends. Cool little puddle, pond. I don't know what you'd call it. Swamp. All right, friends, so looking at my watch here, it wasn't quite a mile. So from the campsite to where we are, which is at the end of that road, it was 0.85 miles, according to the watch. So we're in off the gravel road about 1.75 miles, I would say. I can't get over how dark it is in this woods. Thick coverage. This would be a nice little site right up here too. You got a bunch of kind of fallen branches there that we'd have to clean up, but oh, keep walking through spider webs. This is a nice spot right here though. Really nice. A guy could even pull up, come, down from around this way, pull up into that first site we found, back the truck up right there, because it's level right here, and then you'd have all that to have your little campfire in, set up, totally be out here by yourself. So during the day until like, I don't know, 8:30 yesterday. In the far distance, I could hear UTVs, four-wheelers, dirt bikes, stuff like that. Kind of a big thing in this area of Wisconsin. But after that, man, it was silent. Didn't hear nothing. If it wasn't for my slightly uncomfortable cushions, that would have been an amazing night's sleep. I'm still trying to dial in my cushions in the camper. I was in a really bad motorcycle accident in 2014. Really bad. Almost didn't make it. But basically broke my whole body. So I got a lot of brackets in me, screws, metal, and my back is starting to bother me when I sleep, friends. Doesn't bother me all day. No back pain. But the second I lay in bed and relax my body, feels like knives stabbing into my spine. Just sharp, like catchy, shooting pains. Unless I find just like the perfect spot, which I feel like I to not have the pain, I'm still tense, because as soon as I fall into, like, I'll fall asleep like that. But as soon as I fall into like a REM sleep or a deep sleep, I completely relax, wake right back up with back pain. So I toss and turn a lot. I don't really know what to do. I've gone to a chiropractor. I've gotten x-rays. My back x-rays look perfectly fine. There's no arthritis, nothing out of place. So I don't know. I'm not one to complain too much, but I thought I'd just mention it on here. Maybe one of y'all is dealing with the same thing or knows something that might help, because I will say that if I sit a lot during the day, like if I have a big day of driving for work, it seems to be worse that night. And the more active I am throughout the day, that helps it, but it's still there. So I don't know. There's nothing worse than just as soon as you fall asleep, you basically wake back up with back pain. And it's a fine line. Like, I'll find somewhere that's comfortable, like normally on my left side, and I'll just be laying there, and all it takes is Lauren to like put her arm around me, and just the weight of her arm will move something just right where it's like sharp pain again. I don't know. I've been trying to figure it out for a while, friends. Guy just wakes up tired every day because he can't sleep. So another thing I was going to mention, Lauren is currently the only one in my family that knows that I shaved my beard off, and none of the kids even know about it. So if I remember, which I should, I'm going to try to get their reaction when I walk in the house for y'all. I can tell you right now, the two older girls are not going to like it. Especially Ella. She'll be like so mad that I cut my beard. So mad. If I had the bike in the truck, we would have just rode the bike back there. It's not in the truck right now, though. Oh, mosquito getting me. All right, friends. So we know what's back there now. I have it pinned with a note saying, "Great camp spot with topper." I'm going to get this thing all popped down and set up, and I'll see you in the truck. All right, friends, we're out back on the gravel road. Anytime you come out of kind of a closed-in road with limbs and stuff, if you're like me and aren't smart, I don't actually have locks up on my clips, so you just want to walk around and check to make sure you're still clipped down, because the limbs and stuff will unclip. See, look, this one's still clipped, but you can see it was snagging. So we're good. We're all still clipped in. As you can see, this is the main gravel road, and then that's the Forest Service road we just came off of. So I gotta hit up a Quick Trip or something, get me some def. Well, friends, I'd say that was a successful camping adventure up into the Chequamegon National Forest. That was at the very southern edge of it. It's just a ginormous forest. The southern edge is the closest to me, and it was 3 hours away. We found a spot that we can come back to, preferably with the topper, not the camper. But we might have some topper videos coming up soon anyways, because there's a couple things that I'd like to repair on this camper. And to do so, it really should not be in the box. It'd be a lot easier if it wasn't. So don't leave the video quite yet if you want to see the kids' reaction to me cutting my beard off, because that will be at the end.
We can just leave him.